Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to the Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zielinski and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or my live feeds, simply take what resonates. And you're welcome to leave the rest right here. I was having a little chit chat with spirit this morning about energy and about how I personally have been feeling. And collectively, hi there, good morning to all you coming in to what Spirit said. I love to share what Spirit said. And it was a really interesting conversation I had with Spirit today. And it was about all the energy that's been going on collectively. So I'm not sure if some of you have been feeling the same way I have. But we did have a big full moon and an eclipse this month. It's been a big energy month, as well as we do have a retrograde in Mars as well going on with that energy. And I think for a big part of the month, there was this really big high energy. Maybe you were feeling quite high energetically. There was a lot going on. That full moon, I'm not usually affected that much by the full moon, but the full moon in October kind of left me like kind of like really high, almost like a little bit of anxiousness, almost like that and restlessness. I couldn't keep myself busy enough. And then all of a sudden there seemed to be this energetic boom down, and a lot of processing and a lot of things coming up for many people. And even a lot of my clients say there's just a lot of old stuff that seems to be circulating around in my awareness. And what's going on with that? What's going on with some of this old stuff circulating around? We are coming into a new energy. We as the closer that we get into January, we are coming into a new energy. And right now I think what I'm feeling and what I'm hearing from spirit is we need to give ourselves permission to slow it down, to slow down how we're feeling, to give ourselves some time to heal, and to give ourselves some time to process what we may not have already processed. There are some things that many of us have kind of floating around in our awareness. Perhaps we may have overlooked that we haven't kind of dealt with that we haven't come within. And one of the words that came up that it was really important that we don't overlook the importance of being able to tap into ourselves energetically and allow some of that self forgiveness, to be able to sit with the old version of yourself, to be able to allow yourself to kind of say, you know what? I did the best I could from where I was standing, and I need to soften how I'm talking to myself and not dwelling on the negative experiences. Spirit literally took a microphone to me and literally hollered that in on, please share the importance of not dwelling in past negative experiences. We can only grow forward from where we're standing. And I think that this is getting louder and louder and louder the more many of us are connecting to our higher selves, that are on a spiritual journey. We're on a spiritual path of growing and learning here. And many people are coming into that space at this time collectively with, I think there's more to me, and I think there's more to the physical world, and I think there's more to the spirit dimensions. And many of us are going through a lot of that. And as we go through a lot of that, we kind of have to take a look at how we've been kind of handling parts of our journey. And spirit really encouraged us to kind of take some time to slow it down, to allow ourselves to rest, to allow ourselves to process. The physical world can be way too busy. And guess what? We create that busyness, don't we? We create that. I'm guilty of that myself, of creating that busyness, so that we always seem to that need to be busy to be fulfilled, or that busy to please ourselves or to please other people. And it's just about coming into that pausing moment. Now, what's really interesting is, as many of you know, I connect big time to the earth. I'm a big earth person. I'm a big animal person. And as I was walking through the forest yesterday, you can feel the weather shifting. It is fall here. We did have some snow flurries coming in, and I just kind of felt the energy of the animals, because they have a really deep knowing, and the animals are preparing to rest. They're preparing to slow that down. They're preparing to just settle in and just kind of allow themselves to flow with that season. So I found a log to sit on, and I was just kind of sitting there chit-chatting to the energy of nature. And I just felt my shoulders start to soften. I literally felt myself softening. And then I heard from, the energy in that forest that humans need to kind of tap into that we do need to have some time where we can slow down and process. So I asked the forest, I said, well, what does the forest process? What does the forest process? What do the animals process? And you know what what does that mean for them energetically? Animals have souls, and every living thing has a soul. So I wanted to feel that a little bit. And I started hearing some really interesting stories from the forest about how they're tapping into that slowdown period, but they're also tapping into healing, the healing from whether it be weather issues out in the forest from the summer, or storms, animals kind of curling up and letting themselves rest because they've been busy all summer, or they've had issues with each other. And I thought, you know what, I think I need more of that. I think I need more of giving myself that time to soften, and giving myself that time to kind of take a look at where the repeat lessons have been. And I have pretty tight spiritual practices, but I really felt it strong collectively, and really pushed to share that here. That we do need to pause once in a while and step out of that busyness and not dwell on the negative experiences. And I know this is all things that we've talked about here before on the channel. I think we all kind of know that, but I don't think that we listen enough to our physical body. I don't think we listen enough to the energy around us, and I don't think that we listen enough to what the earth is saying, what the animals are saying, and what we're feeling in our heart space as well. We feel that when we're feeling drained. Somebody mentioned that here. I'm feeling drained. Yeah, so when you're feeling drained, I mean, energetically, your body, your mind, and your soul is speaking to you. It's speaking to you and saying, hey, I'm at maximum capacity here. I need to have that break. I need to kind of reflect and review and kind of look at and regroup. We need that. We're not meant to stay in that vibration of constant busyness, of constant stress, of that constant feeling of not having enough, or that constant negativity. We're not meant for that. We are built to heal that. We are built to kind of shift out of that. We're spiritual beings having an experience here in the physical world, and that physical world can get really heavy. And I think many of us feel that, especially right now, because of what's happening energetically and what the natural processes are. We are naturally meant to process, to let go, and to heal. What I really liked the most, I think, of what Spirit said, was not dwelling on the past experiences and past negativities, on kind of allowing ourselves to grow and heal from them. That kind of struck me. That I can just literally hear the guitar string playing. Yeah, it is so important. And yeah, I get it. There are some tough experiences. There are some tough things that we don't understand, and there are some tough periods where we feel like we're kind of standing still, and that things aren't kind of shifting. I do hope that that little chat with Spirit resonated with you. I hope that you were able to implement some of it, even if it's 1 minute a day. I really feel coming into the new year, because I have done some channeling for 2023. I have done my predictions, and I have done some energy things coming in. And what has come in, that is, we need to kind of go into the new year with some of that stuff cleaned up. We truly do. There's some great things coming in 23 energetically that we kind of need to get ourselves in alignment with. And the more that we stay in a lack of, and the more that we stay in what's wrong and what's missing, we kind of pull that into the new year. Hello from Japan. Wow, that's so awesome. It's good to see you all joining here this morning. I'm always curious to hear your thoughts on what I've shared with Spirit. I'm always curious to know if any of you have been feeling that. Have you been feeling the need to just give yourself some time to slow down, give yourself some time to process, give yourself some time to just listen to your own energy? We hold all the answers within. I have talked about that endless. We do hold all the answers. All the answers are right here. Good morning. Oh, Amber, great. I'm glad that that resonates with you. I think one of the things that we kind of have to tap in is kind of taking a little bit of ownership of that, of taking a little bit of, you know what, it is my responsibility. I know all these things. I've got all these spiritual tools. It's it's all over the place. There's many books and many spiritual leaders and teachers that have been out there kind of talking about this a lot. But I think it's time that we pick it up. Joy, I just wanted to tell you I have seen my angel in a flare with my eyes closed, so bad that I can't draw it. Sorry if your English is perfectly fine. Don't know the right words to get it on paper. Joy, that's not unusual. So I'm going to tell you a few things that I struggle with. Sometimes I do struggle with expressing how the spirit dimensions feel. I have trouble expressing the energy into physical world understanding. The angelics and the spirit dimensions feel very, very, very differently, Joy. So it's not unusual to have difficulty or struggle with expressing what we see and what we feel. I always go with how it feels to me and just allow that. I'm really happy for you that you got to see your angel blessed. That's a blessing. I've been super busy with my campaign for my business, and yes, giving myself enough time to rest is important. I hope my guides can keep supporting me. Good for you for working on your campaign. Congratulations to you. Always keep asking your guides. I talk about that quite a bit. Our spirit guides are always with us and helping us. It's up to us to lean in there and open to accept, but to continue with that asking. I ask, like several times a day, and even on the small things. Can you help me? Can you help me get here? Okay. Can you show me? Can you show me what I need to see? Can you get me through this difficult time? Can you help me with my lessons? Can you help me see my lessons? And sometimes, because people often say, well, I've asked but this happens. And I said, yeah, sometimes life happens, or we don't seem to be working through a struggle. And what I often do is I often will say, okay, there's something that I need to see here, and there's something that I need to know here. There's a lesson for me to grow forward. So what is that lesson? I'd like to see the lesson. I always ask for clarity. And I always ask spirit to show me. I'm very I teach that a lot with my mentoring students. Get spirit, ask, show me what I need to see. 100%. Sometimes we see things that we don't want to see. Absolutely. But I would rather see it, work through that learning, and then move forward from it. Because yeah, it is tough when we see things that we don't want to see, but ask. Heather, I don't know if you can answer this, but I'm wanting to know if there is a possible pregnancy. And yes, I have felt that for a few weeks now. Heather, I feel that there is a pregnancy coming. I don't have it right in front of my face, but when I lean in there, I do feel that new birth, that new energy, that new soul, but I don't feel it right in front of my face. But I do feel that coming in. I do appreciate your question. Let me just see. My neighbor is going through a difficult separation, and she's kind of sharing and asking for help, which of course we are giving, but I think that's why I'm feeling weird. What I would suggest, Romina, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, hun. What I would suggest, and this is what I suggest, this is actually a really good question. When we're helping other people go through their stuff, and when we're a support person, quite often we're absorbing their energy. We're taking on their energetic stuff. So one thing that I do when I'm helping people navigate, or if I'm a support person, or if I'm cheering somebody on, one thing that I do that really helps is I will protect myself with white light, not from taking on their energy, or I'll visualize myself kind of sitting out of the situation and just helping from that point of alignment. I try not to absorb energy, because when we give away our energy, there's often not enough for us. The other thing that I would do is I would make sure that you're cleansing yourself a little bit, making sure that you're kind of like letting go of energy that's not yours. Other people's energy does affect us because we tap into it, we drain it. It's the same with when you spend spend time around somebody who's very positive or who's in a good headspace. Have you ever done that and then left that person and thought, oh, wow, I feel really good? They kind of recharge my batteries, right? Just they're a lot of fun energetically, and you kind of feel into that. It's the same thing when we're around people who are going through difficult times. We kind of take on their energy, especially if you're an empath. So I would kind of tap into learning a little bit about energy protection, how to protect your energy, but I would also refuel up a little bit of meditation, a little bit of time outside grounding yourself, a little bit of time talking to the angelics, spiritually topping up that gas tank is always so important. um Aaron, I have been feeling the need to slow down, trying to listen in the energy and just be good for you. I think that there's a lot of that going on. I think a lot of us are going to feel it. And one thing that does come up a lot, and I think some of you may sit there nodding or text in, yes, I understand that, is sometimes when we don't listen to the need to slow down, the volume gets turned up. Either we become more and more tired, or perhaps we'll get a flu, or perhaps we just, our moods will change if we don't listen to what we need. And the volume does get turned up. I have learned that lesson a few times when burnout landed on my lap, and I was like, yeah, I knew that was coming. And Spirit said, yeah, we showed you here. We asked you to rest here. We asked you to rest here. And this is the outcome of not resting, is, because you can only push yourself so far. And the energy within us, we're energetic beings, right? We truly are. We come from source energy. Energy affects us. So if we're not working on our own energy and giving our own time to rest 100%, I really appreciate your comment with that. That's wonderful. Let's take a few more questions. Okay, where are we going? It never like you expect, but there has been a lesson behind it. Yeah, 100%, absolutely. Alice here, can you see any messages from my spirit guides? What are they like? So Alice, when I lean in there, so we all have many spirit guides. So we, some of us may have, 20, 30, 40, it depends on what our lessons here and where we're going in life. And there's always more provided to us if we need to. But when I kind of lean in there, Alice, with what your spirit guides feel like, the two spirit guides that come forward for me, one feels very playful, very the energy and the vibration of play and allowing, and I feel that you need a lot of that right now. Because it's surrounding you. I can literally see like a ring going around and around with more of the vibration of lightness, more the vibration of leaning into of laughter and play. I really feel that there's a playfulness that needs to come up and come out a bit more, Alice. I also have to talk to you a little bit about following the light at your feet, because there's a guide shining a light at your feet. And when I see a guide shining light at someone's feet, that usually means that they're trying to show you a new direction, or you've been asking for a new direction, because the light is at the feet. But I go back up to my head, Alice. I don't know if you overthink when things pop up for you, but you're being asked to follow the light at your feet and kind of allowing new things to come in. I also feel, Alice, I just kind of feel very strongly here that I need to kind of get you into that space of allowing new things in. So I just feel like you hold new things in, or if you don't like a lot of change, but the change feels very good for me, Alice. I feel like there's a lot of new things coming energetically and change coming that feels very positive, but I feel sometimes you take the stance on that. So thanks for asking me that question. Good morning, Danielle's Tarot. Look at you all coming in. I'm working on something fun for December for the channel. I'm not going to quite tell you yet, but I'm very excited to have some fun with you in December with Spirit. So I'm looking forward to that. That's coming up. I'm also, excuse me, sorry, I need a little sip. Pardon me. I'm also going to be posting very soon a Zoom workshop called Heal and Release. It is a very powerful, it's about 2-hour workshop that I'm going to be doing on Zoom. So watch for that on the channel as well as on my social medias. It will be coming soon. I think I'm going to be doing it mid-January. So that's coming up soon as well as an opportunity to do a workshop on speaking your truth. So I do have some workshops coming up that will be posted very soon. Does my spirit guide get tired? What kind of message do they want to get me? Does my spirit guide get tired? No, they don't get tired. Our spirit guides know that we're here to learn, and our spirit guides know that sometimes the learning is easy and sometimes the learning is difficult, and sometimes we're not ready and we're not ready to listen, or we're not ready to hear, and we're still having experiences and learning those lessons. Our spirit guides are assigned to us to help and to be there when we're ready and to be there, and show us signs all the time, and they don't get tired. They have only a loving vibration. They only come from that space of love, that space of love and kindness and peace, and that's the energy that they are in. And what message do they want to tell me? I'm really hearing that I need to lean in a lot here with you, with kind of acknowledging that your best effort is enough. I don't know if you struggle sometimes. I'm feeling that you do struggle sometimes with that not being enough peace, or I didn't do enough. And I feel like I need to just acknowledge at least once a day. I did my best today and it was enough. And I need to kind of soften that in there a little bit. I don't know if you have high expectations of yourself, or if there's a bar that you keep raising, but I need to kind of acknowledge, yes, keep reaching for goals and achieving, but I also need to soften that a little bit with enough. You did enough today. I'm really hearing that really, really loud and clear with you. So feel into that. I do hope it resonates. um I do have some sessions on Zoom this morning, so I'm just about out of time, but I just wanted to let you all know how grateful I am. I am so grateful that you just tune in here in the mornings, that I pop in for a live stream. I'm so grateful for your questions and and your support, and your growth. And I think we all grow together. I mean, there's a lot of things that you've all taught me here as well, and I'm really grateful for that. We all journey together, and that's huge. So please know I love you all, and I am sending you love, light, blessings, and a spirit guided day. Much love.